Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Friday. We're at the weekend here in the United States. It is a holiday weekend. Oh, I forgot to tuck my mic in. You can see what kind of Friday it's going to be. It's going to be a fun one. Like the Blue Bunny in the commercial says, let us reach funlightenment. But anyways, I have a couple of guidelines to start with. And of course, I managed to bury them under all the decks I will be using today. So here we go. Oracle guidelines. Oracle guidelines. I read these so I don't ramble. Number 1, do not worry where the message is coming from. I only work from a good place. So if you're seeing this, there's a reason you are here. Number 2, do not try to make a card or a reading fit your question if the card does not resonate with you. Forcing an outcome or an answer not meant for you can cause unnecessary stress and overthinking. Number 3, I will give you the message I receive and the message from the book because someone took the time to put the book together, and I think it's only kind of nice to actually, read what they have to say. All right, so let's get going. For those that might be new, I always start with the Angel Answers deck. So, I know. So if you're wondering what my shirt says, it says, underestimate me, and then at the bottom it says, that'll be fun. Don't underestimate me. I'm magical. So anyways, all right, Angel Answers. Let's see. We're going to pick the top 5 cards, and we're going to move into the Heal Yourself deck. I have the Heal Yourself deck, the Healing with the Fairies, Messages from the Fairies, the Romance Angels, and the New Orleans Oracle deck. Before I do the Romance Angels, if we get to that, I will cover a few things first because, I get a little sketchy using that one, but I was told to pull it again, so, so my intuition said, my spidey instinct said, grab it, so I grabbed it. All right, let's see if anything comes out. If not, I'll just split the deck and we'll start. Actually, I'm hearing start from the bottom. All right, start from the bottom. So, I'm going to do my best to not look at them so we can start from the bottom. Number 1, perfect timing. Perfect timing. Usually I don't read the book on these just because they're kind of the quick waiting for everybody to get on kind of thing. So perfect timing. We've heard of divine timing. We've heard of perfect timing. I'm not sure. A lot of times when I do the Angel Answers deck, what's interesting is a lot of times the 5 cards end up kind of putting together a little bit of a short reading and a little bit of a story. So whatever it is that you're waiting for, know that it involves perfect timing. We cannot force things in our life. When we try to force things, we make it harder, So let's read the book. I might read the book on these. So this is the perfect timing for the situation you've asked about. Move forward with confidence. Don't delay or hesitate because an energy gateway is presently open for you. Conditions are ripe. Even if you don't feel prepared, rest assured that you are. So, just do it. Oh my gosh, my tummy's growling. Just do it, okay? So perfect timing. Next card. Interesting. Romance. Romance. Yeah, I'm just going to read the card on that one. Good morning, baby sibling. So, when it comes to that stuff, I just don't want to mess it up. A very important relationship is about to enter or has recently entered your life. This is the romance you've been waiting for. Woo! Like all partnerships, there may be ups and downs, but don't let that deter you or shake your confidence. Have faith that love is coming into your life to stay. Aww. So whoever that's meant for, yay. If your question was about a current relationship, you can expect the parties to become closer to one another. Past disagreements will fade away and trust will grow. All relationships have peaks and valleys. This card indicates an upward movement to a new level of dedication and intimacy. This can include engagement, marriage, or a form of recommitment to one another. Romance. Choose a new direction. Choose a new direction. So, if you're feeling like you're stuck, like, those little robots that kind of move on their own until they hit a wall and they just keep walking into the wall. If you feel that way, choose a new direction. That doesn't mean that you won't end up in the same destination. What it means is that maybe the way you're doing it right now is not working. You know, if you're trying to manifest something into your life, maybe there's a lot of worries, you know, kind of situated in the back of your head that's making it super duper hard for you to manifest something. Okay, so just try to take a step back, rethink the situation, take a deep breath, right? Take a beat. And then if you have to, choose a new direction. All right. So yes, not just yes. Believe it or not, there are 2 no cards and 2 yes cards in this deck. The yes with the exclamation and the yes without one. Just like there's a no with an exclamation and a no with out one. So whatever you're asking for, yes, it is happening. It is coming into your life. It is basically going to hit you up so far upside the head that it's going to feel like this euphoric awesomeness. All right. That literally flew out of my mouth. So if that's the truth, yay, it is the truth. All right. Like I said, I only work from a good place and I work with my guides. I'm so sorry, guys. I got the problem with lipstick is that, and having pets, having fur babies is that sometimes they join you. Bravo! The decision you've made is the right one. There's no need to continue to sort through additional options. You know what to do and you should move forward with your plans. Speaking of fur baby, you've made the correct choice for your personal growth and development. However, some decisions can be a true challenge. If the task ahead of you is daunting or even sad, then proceed with your plans in a way that is life-affirming and self-loving. Ask your angels to be with you every step of the way and don't hesitate to call upon friends and or family for support. All right, that was card number 4. So, ooh, you know what's interesting? We didn't get within a few weeks or within the year this time around. The last couple of weeks, those 2 cards have been very prominent, but in shuffling, nothing came out, and I was told flip the deck over and read it from the bottom. So all this stuff is happening in the near future. And here's the thing. If you want it to happen in the near future, you have to believe it. You have to trust that this stuff is happening, that this stuff is really, really coming to fruition for you. I'm really sorry, this is bugging me. That all this stuff is really coming to fruition for you. And you have to believe it. You have to trust it. And I know it can be hard because it feels like sometimes that you are just running out of air, right? You're just kind of like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Trust it and believe. This is the time when you need to have the most faith that you have ever had in your life. Okay, so let's go through this one more time. Perfect timing can lead to romance. If that's not working for you, choose a new direction. Okay, if whatever is not working for you, choose a new direction. All right, it's interesting. This is the number 6 card, and I have a feeling it goes with this one. Choose a new direction or compromise. Okay, choose a new direction or compromise. I feel like these 2 go together because a lot of times the new direction isn't necessarily a whole different journey or a whole different path. It's just trying something with the same end result, but trying to get there in a different way. Okay, so compromise, you know, whether it's with somebody or with yourself. Whatever you've been asking for, yes, it is happening. It is coming. It is in the works. It is going to be yours. As long as you believe it will be happening in the near future. Ooh, it's like butterflies. I'm getting butterflies on that one. All right, so let's move on to the Healing Yourself deck. Like I said, this felt like a healing kind of day, although the Romance Angel cards are in there again. Those things haunt me, I swear. And I'll get to why. I know I say this every week. God, I don't want... Oh God, I know my spirit guides are around because my face always gets super itchy when there's a lot of them around. So, sorry guys. Or when people are getting messages. I don't know why that happens. I get cold, or it gets cold around me, or I get chills, or I get really warm, or it just feels like all these little feathers are hitting me in the face. But anyways, so your guides, whoever's out there watching this, whether it's now or later, they all want you to hear this. So if you're still starting in this and you're like, yeah, this probably isn't for me because they're talking about healing, stay, because somebody made you watch this for a reason. All right. So, I'll get to the reason I get a little anxious when it comes to the romance cards. Actually, I just share it while I'm trying to shuffle these cards. Maybe it'll help us pick one. I just worry because romance cards, because people are always so desperate to be loved that not everybody, but a lot of people are so desperate to be loved, they will take a card and try to make it their own, and it may not be meant for them, it may not resonate with them, but they'll force it. That's why in the beginning I say do not force a card to fit you, because it may not be for you. And we always want that beautiful thing to happen to us, but it can cause a lot of anxiousness, a lot of stress, a lot of overthinking, and how come this hasn't happened for me yet? Why, what did I do? Am I cursed or whatever? And that's what I don't want. So that's why I get a little anxious when I am guided to do those cards. They're not my favorite to use with a lot of people unless people specifically ask for them when I'm doing readings, but they keep coming up, so I'm assuming they keep coming up for a reason. So this is an interesting card. I've never had this one, actually. This is the first time I'm seeing this. It's got a total Madame Leota Haunted Mansion vibe, which is funny because our local news station is at Disneyland today. But pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs. And it's number 10, which in numerology, if you simplify it down, is 1. And 1 is a very powerful number. So, yeah. Pay attention to the signs. Oh, I'm excited about this one. Has anybody seen the commercial with the guy who says, I think I want to go back to school and get my master's? It's a Phoenix college commercial. And, his wife says, I think I saw something that said something about go back to school, get your degree in 1 year for 11 grand. And so he's just like, oh, okay, well, but she couldn't remember, she didn't say who, what, or where. So then he's kind of rolling through the commercial, and, the number 11 keeps appearing, which is actually a very powerful number together or by itself, or doubled as 11 11 11 11. When you see that on a clock, that's like the wishing number or the manifestation number. So ones across the board are very, very powerful. But he keeps seeing it, like, he gets into the cab, which is cab number 11. He's like, I need to go to 1111 blah 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 street. The guy tells him your total is $11, and the guy's like, you're kidding, because at this point everything's 11. He gets out of the car, and all of a sudden there's a old man holding a sign that says, the signs are everywhere, or something like that. And then he turns around and there's the Phoenix sign, right? So the college sign. And this just kind of hit my head, because a lot of people think, yeah, it's just a commercial, but believe it or not, a lot of times when we see commercials, they're coming from other people's experiences. Now, look around. Have you thought of somebody that maybe somebody passed away, and all of a sudden you see a hummingbird? A lot of people look at that as being a sign from family members, or butterflies. My mom is actually, whenever I see a dragonfly, I think of my mom, because one day I've told the story before, but for anybody new, one day I was so upset and so sad and was just grieving her very, very hard. And I saw the biggest purple dragonfly fly by. Now, I'm not saying they don't come in purple. I've just never seen a purple one. I know that they vary in colors, but I'd never seen a purple one, and I'd never seen one that big. I swear to you, a tiny, tiny Smurf could have ridden this thing. It was so big. But it made me think of her. And so ever since then, it's been that way. In fact, I got a dragonfly just, in honor of my mother. So pay attention to the signs, because they're everywhere, but you have to see them. Now, don't make something a sign. Don't say, whoa, but I mean, if you see something random, maybe you're not a person that looks at license plates, but all of a sudden you're wondering, am I doing the right thing? Am I going in the right direction? And you might see a license plate that says 1, 2, 3. It means steps. And what it means is that you're taking the steps in the right direction. Numbers that are consecutive. Or maybe you're thinking about something and you see a sign, and maybe it just reminds you of a memory or something. These are all different signs. These are all different things that we can look at, but a lot of times we just see them and think, nah. just like in that commercial, which is why I was relating the commercial. So pay attention to the signs. Signs are all around you. Open your mind and pay closer attention to your environment. Your angels know that you have been feeling lost about the direction you need to take in your life and excuse me, and the decisions you need to make. They have heard your frustrations and your pleas for help. They ask you to slow down, stop focusing on the problem, and allow a solution to come into your reality. Your spiritual helpers have been organizing synchronistic events and support for you, but you keep thinking in the same stubborn way. Relax and look at life in a more creative way. Pay attention to repetitive signs and signals. A sign can come in the form of a song, a movie, a book, nature, animals, people, thoughts, dreams, visions, etc. Believe it or not, I get a lot of these from TV shows, movies, and songs. At times, your body also gives you signs. Your body may be telling you to rest, change your diet, or to work on challenging emotions. Be sure to take these signals seriously. Bodies do give you signs. I have noticed whenever a card resonates with my soul, I start tripping over the words. And I think I start tripping over the words because it's almost like either my spirit guide or my spirit guide or my soul is saying, you need to read that again. Because you're not getting it. You're just reading it for everybody else, but you're not seeing it. And I realized a lot of times, very recently, I actually realized this, and I don't know why it took me so long, because I trip over cards a lot. But the other day, I was doing one of the Affirmators deck before the self-love lesson, and I kept tripping over it in the beginning, and I realized, oh my gosh, it's because this is talking about me. And this is one of the things that I feel. Pay attention to the signs. See, I see signs and then I stop believing because I can't control it. So I feel like it's harder to trust instead of just going with the flow. We cannot control every aspect of our life. And the harder we try to control things, especially when we know that they're trying to change for the better, the worse you're going to make it until basically you are thrown on your ass and saying, fine, you're not going to do it and help us to do it the easy way. So let's do it the hard way. And you don't want to do it the hard way because I've done it the hard way and it sucks. It sucks ass. All right. So action. Do this with a friend. Put on a song, dance freely, have your friend stop the song between 2 to 3 minutes. When the music stops, make a gesture. From that position, think about your challenge from a different perspective. Ask for a sign, then repeat the exercise with a new song 4 to 5 times. Record all important insights. Over the next week, pay attention to signs from your environment as well as your dreams. I'm not sure how the dance part works, but okay. But you know what? It also might be saying to you, because you're like, I don't want to dance in front of people I know. Do it anyway. Do it anyways, because it's teaching you how to let go of control. It's teaching you how to go with the flow and how to just trust the process. I think that's the biggest part about why they're telling you to dance in front of somebody. Dance like nobody's watching, but somebody is, because they need to turn the music off. But think about where, whatever position you're in, think about, whatever is the first thing that comes to your mind. And I'm not really sure how this works. I may have to try this later. But just ask for a sign and then repeat it. But again, the very last part. Over the next week, pay attention to signs from your environment as well as your dreams. I've been having some weird ass dreams lately. I mean, they're very peculiar, to be honest. And I still haven't been able to figure them out. So, all right, let's do a quick run through the healing with the fairies. So, okay. Dun, 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 dun. While I'm shuffling these, for anyone that may not be interested in the oracle readings on Friday, right now on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I'm doing self-love lessons. Monday we will be on lesson number 10, and on Wednesdays it's Self-Care Wednesday. Every Wednesday is dedicated to self-care, and I either talk about the physical self-care, but usually I focus on the mental self-care. So, all right, I'm going to shuffle this one more time and see if any other cards come out. Good morning, Gloria. So again, if you want to join me on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, it's self-love lessons, and then Wednesday is Self-Care Wednesday. So nothing's coming out on this one. So let's see, healing with the fairies. Now, don't get hung up on titles, okay? Because fairies are basically nature angels. So, parenting and children. Parenting and children. That's an interesting one. There is a very, very fine line when we get to a certain age between parenting and children, because there's always that joke that eventually the child becomes the parent. I have friends that are going through a lot of things. I have a friend who is really kind of the caregiver for his mother-in-law right now. And I have an aunt who's in the hospital. And my own father was sick a couple of times in the last, not this last calendar year, but just in, in the last 12 months, he's been sick a couple of times. And, I didn't need to parent him, but he did need more help than normal. And it's hard, because it's hard when those roles flip, right? Because then you realize it's like, ooh, we're getting into some sketchy territory, because you're getting into scary territory, and it was like when my mom was sick, and you get into this place. But I'm not sure what parenting and children is referring to on this one. You know what? I'm just going to read the book on this one, because I feel a little tongue-tied on that one. So let's see. Parenting and children. A positive change is occurring for you in the area of parenting. An unexpected occurrence will herald a happy outcome between you and a parent, a child, or both. Family units are extremely important to the fairy realm. They understand the value of taking care of these relationships. The fairies never allow hurt feelings to fester. They promptly discuss misunderstandings, and they share their feelings honestly with one another. By drawing this card, you are urged to face up to any ill feelings you may have with family members and take human and spiritual steps to effect a healing. This card may also signal that a new family member is coming into your life. This could mean a new child or a new family member by marriage. Ooh. It could also signify the return of a family member with whom you've lost contact. These changes come to you on heaven's wings, meaning that you are safe, protected, and will derive enjoyment from them. So the affirmation for this is, I have happy parent and child relationships. I allow my heart to open up so that I can feel compassion and love for all members of my family. So the next one, feeling safe. I feel like this goes along with what they were just talking about, because it was saying that, whatever you choose to do, you are safe and protected. So feeling safe. Any feelings of danger or vulnerability are healing, and they're replaced with a certain knowledge that you are safe and protected right now. Have you felt frightened or insecure lately? If so, this card is a signal that heaven is aware of your feelings and has come to your aid. You are surrounded by heavenly beings who love and protect you on an ongoing basis. The fairies remind you that your thoughts of danger are triggering your feelings of vulnerability. In your mind, you have given power to some outside entity. You believe that this idol that you have created has the power to hurt you. Yet, the only power it has is that which you have attributed to it. The fairies urge you to awaken from this mistaken concept. See that you have the power to create a happy and secure dream and make the decision to feel safe. Affirmation, I am safe, I am secure, I am completely protected at all times. So, I like both of those. So, if any of you out there are struggling in any of these areas, and you're kind of like, I kind of want to, but I'm not sure, because I'm not sure how it would turn out, just know that how it turns out, you are safe and protected, and you are going to be guided in making the right decisions and taking the proper steps, and to keep yourself safe, and to, move forward in whatever direction you choose to move forward in. So, since we're on the fairies, let's keep going with the fairies. So, magical messages from the fairies. I did a reading for myself this week, or actually I was doing it for, like I said, a group I belong to, and these cards were literally flying out of the deck, kind of like they did last week when we did the Oracle Friday. It was crazy. Oops. Just like that. Okay, looks like we're going to get 3 out of this one. All right. 3 cards for the price of 3 shuffles. Alrighty, let's go here. Start from the bottom. There we go. Alright, here was the first card that popped out. Goodbye to the old, hello to the new. I love this because we're at the beginning of a new month, right? We're at the beginning of a new month. You finished one part of your life and now a new and even better part is beginning. Oh, you know what's so exciting about this is yesterday I was talking about how I feel like the first half of my life is kind of finished. It's just I've hit this place where I'm kind of standing between, you know, two journeys, right? I mean, like this journey that had a lot of branches on it, and then this new journey that's just going to kind of take me through the rest of my life. And it got so exciting. So I love this card. I love this card. In fact, Peter Allen had a song called Everything Old is New Again. So I know that kind of goes against saying goodbye to the old, but take the parts of you that you love so much from the person that maybe you used to be. And I don't mean that you changed. You just growed. You just grew. You blossomed. In fact, yesterday I was telling older sibling that I'd been on my computer all day, and the screensaver all day had been these lily pads in the picture. And then last night, as I was journaling, and I was like, I don't understand all these signs I saw today, what it was supposed to mean. And then the one thing I hadn't noticed all day, which I noticed as I was journaling, because I was struggling journaling. I mean, I think I wrote like 3 lines and that was it. There was a white lotus flower right in the middle of that picture, like literally right in my eyesight, my line of sight. It wasn't to the side, it wasn't to the other side, it was right in the middle. This beautiful white lotus flower. And when I looked up the meaning of it, I mean, it's about purity because white is purity, but it was about faith, strength, and spiritual enlightenment, which is all the stuff that I've been kind of heading towards. And the interesting thing is after I read that, after I saw this, and after it kind of hit me in between the eyes, my nose stopped running. I was like, I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it, but they say when you're going through what they call ascension flu, one of the things is that your third eye is kind of becoming uncovered. So a lot of this is just, it's kind of where your sinuses are in a way. So your sinuses are really kind of draining because it's uncovering. Think of all the snot as like being like a really gross thick mucus veil around your third eye, and it's uncovering itself. And that's how we open up to the new. Keep the good parts of you that you loved so much. You don't have to be a completely different person. But I don't know. I kind of think I brought up the Peter Allen song just because it was in my head when I saw this, and like he's been in my head for a couple of days. So anyways, if you don't know who he is, earlier in the 21st century, Hugh Jackman did a whole thing, The Boy from Oz. So that was about Peter Allen. So goodbye to the old, hello to the new. You finished one part of your life and now a new and even better part is beginning. Let it happen. Let it happen. Don't try to control it. Don't try to do anything. Just let it happen. Okay? So let's read about this one. Goodbye to the old, hello to the new. You finished one. Okay, we read that part. This card indicates that a chapter in your life is closing. Perhaps you've been feeling a sense of loss or anxiety about the future. This card reassures you that your present situation is teaching you many valuable and important life lessons. You're now taking that wisdom and beginning a journey with new people, work, and situations. Be open to this change as it brings many blessings for everyone involved. Your future is taken care of. You may be moving to, okay, so additional meanings. You may be moving to a new home. Oh, a job promotion is upcoming. A relationship is ending. A transition is noticeable. Let go of unhealthful old patterns. Make time to work on healing your past hurts. I have to tell you, I did not get to this place easily. I had to heal past hurts. I had to heal everything that felt like it was holding me back. Like, you know, if you've ever seen the movie Gulliver's Travels and all the little Lilliputians have him all kind of, you know, pinned to the ground with little ropes, right? That's what all these little past hurts felt like. And once I was able to sit up and then stand up, all these little things fell away. So my examples today are, they're reaching above and beyond. So everything's okay. This is the next card. Everything's okay. Don't worry. It's all working out in a beautiful way. I am in love with these cards today. I have to tell you, I am 100% in love with these cards today because they're all basically telling you the same thing. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. That should be today's mantra. Go with the flow. And finish it up with trust the process. Trust the process. So don't worry. It's all working out in a beautiful way. So let's see. Oh, I love that. I mean, it feels so, I don't know. It just feels so promising. That's the word I'm looking for. Promising. The fairies know that you're concerned about the outcome of the situation, so they've sent this card to you as reassurance that everything's working out in a divinely perfect way. Take steps to uplift your outlook and unburden your heart and mind, such as taking a nature walk, spending time with loved ones, exercising, or enjoying a creative project. The more you can stay centered and filled with faith, the better the outcome you'll experience. Additional meanings for this card. Write down your concerns on paper and then ceremoniously dispose of the list by burning it, pouring water over it, or burying it. Talk to the people involved in order to double check your facts. Your worries may be based upon untrue assumptions. How many times have we done that, right? Remember what, assume means, making an ass out of you and me. So don't assume until you know the full story. Make sure that you're getting enough rest and eating healthfully, as physical strain can lead to anxiety and exhaustion. And the last card. Sometimes in order to fully move into these things, especially the old, getting rid of the old and moving into the new, sometimes in order to do that, we need to forgive people. So, and sometimes we even need to forgive ourselves. Like maybe we feel like we burdened ourselves with something. Don't hold yourself, don't be so hard on yourself. I have a friend that moved away, and immediately I could feel like she thought, like she felt shame, like people were going to, judge her, whatever. Some people might. I don't, because you know what? You tried. And that's what counts. So, you need to forgive yourself for that. You need to, and I don't mean for the choices you made, but for holding yourself so accountable that it becomes debilitating. A lot of people blame so much on themselves. Forgive yourself for being so hard on you. And know that we're human. Even if we feel like we might be something bigger than just a human, you are having a human experience right now. And this is what human experiences do. If you believe that, there's something beyond here. I mean, I do, obviously. I'm doing these cards. But wherever you end up on the other side, this is where we learn a lot of our lessons. Think of Earth as being like a school, like a big university, the University of Earth. And this is where we learn compassion and empathy, or this is where sometimes we have to keep repeating shit until we get it right. So whom do you need to forgive? As you release old anger or resentment, you will find that your wishes will come true. And the reason that is the case is because you are letting go of that extra energy, that bad vibe, juju-y stuff, the bad juju stuff. There is good juju, so don't worry about that. But you're letting go of the bad vibes. You're flipping the narrative on your negative vibe and turning it positive. And that is the whole point of forgiveness. That doesn't mean that if you are actually forgiving somebody, that you have to be okay with the way they treated you. Forgiving somebody is for you, not them. They may get something out of it, but it's for you to be okay with the decisions you've made, even if you choose not to talk to somebody again. Because it might be good for you. Maybe they're very toxic. But these are the choices you get to make. And you have to stand by them. And maybe some day down the road, you may change your mind. But it starts with forgiveness. And when we are able to forgive people for the wrongs and the hurts and the pains, we are setting ourselves free, because we're not holding on to that anger and that pain and that resentment anymore. We're letting go of all those little anchors that are holding your boat back. Okay, so this card indicates that your prayer will be answered as you release yourself from the inability to offer forgiveness. While you may feel justified in your anger, the truth is that your resentment is only hurting you. The rage you're carrying is blocking your deepest desires. Go outside and ask the fairies and spirit of nature to clear your mind, body, and emotions of lower energies. You'll benefit enormously by making the decision to detoxify yourself of old anger and resentment. Forgive yourself and be cleared of toxic guilt. Reduce judgmental thoughts about yourself or others. Send an apologetic note to someone. Stop identifying yourself as a victim and see yourself as powerful. That is the biggest one in the additional meanings cards. Stop identifying yourself as a victim and see yourself as powerful. That is where you start to heal. When, I have been a victim of things. I have. And for a long time, I lived in my victimhood because I didn't know anything else. I didn't know how to survive outside of it. But I didn't really share it with a lot of people. So most people didn't know. They just thought I was cranky, or they thought I was rude, or they thought I was quiet, or, they wondered why I didn't talk much. And it was because I was a prisoner in my own victimhood. And then when I started to break free and realize I don't want to be here anymore. I want to be a survivor, and then I want to be a thriver. And I have done that. I have gone from a victim to survivor to thriving. Well, or thriver if we want to keep it rhyming. So, it's hard because sometimes we become so attached to that feeling that we don't know anything else, but it keeps us unhappy. So the way to move into joy and happiness is to start learning how to be a survivor and then learn how to thrive from that. And that doesn't mean you forget what happens to you. What happens is it becomes easier to handle, to deal with those triggers when they come up. And that's the whole point of it, is to learn how to move forward with the knowledge. And it's a lot of times where those of us who have suffered from trauma, it's where we learn our humility, our compassion, our empathy. Because even if you're trapped in victimhood, you start helping other people because you don't want them to feel the way you do. You worry about them feeling the way you do because it's such a miserable feeling. You don't want anyone else to feel that way. But a lot of times when we're stuck in victimhood, we accidentally step over the line and we start to try to fix people. And we can't fix people. The only person that can fix somebody is themselves. Just like the only person that can fix you is you. But it's always nice to have somebody as support to lean on, to have that, moment where it says, thank you for seeing me. Not just, like a doctor's office. Thanks for seeing me. It's more like, thank you for seeing who I am, for seeing through all of this big wall I have up and seeing the person that really, really is hiding behind this wall, this facade, for seeing the true you. Okay. And then the last one, focus on the present instead of the past. That's a big one. Focus on the present instead of the past. So here we go to the romance angel cards. I know. I gotta clear my vibe out so we get a good reading on this, but like I said, the romance angel cards, they kind of throw me sometimes because I worry about other people, but I know I cannot do that anymore because what it means is I'm trying to fix other people, and that's not the person I am anymore. So I'm just going to go in, jump in feet first, be excited about the romance angels cards, and see what it brings up. See if it's got any news for us. Well, I'm not sure if that's it. So, all right, let's give it one more shuffle, and we'll be guided from there. What do these cards want to tell us? Do they want to tell us anything? Well, there's one. Okay, and then, I'm heard like with the other one, just start from the bottom. So I'm going to cover it with this so I can't see it. All right. Number one, a wedding. Okay. Wedding. This situation involves marriage. So, I don't know. It's kind of self-explanatory. So, okay. I've got to take a beat. Because this is where I start to worry that everyone's like, oh my God, I'm dating somebody. Maybe he's the one. Like you've been on 2 dates. And who knows? You never know. I mean, I've known of people who have literally gotten married on their first date. They're like, hey, let's go do something crazy. Okay. And they're still together. But I've known people who did that and they're not. So, it's trusting the process and going with the flow because, children did come out of it, and maybe that was the whole point, right? It was for the kids to be born, or adopted or whatever it is. But I need to take a beat because I worry about the people who are sitting there going, ooh, you know, the ones I just talked about, right? That it's like, you're not sure how you feel about this person, but somebody's paying attention to you. So you want to marry them all of a sudden. I'm going to go out on the limb and say this is for the people who are sitting there going, did I make a good choice? You know, like, you know you do, and you need that validation. Or it could be that, you know, maybe you're single and you're out there thinking, am I ever going to find somebody? And all of a sudden this card may resonate with you. But be discerning. Okay? You know, we'll use an example. You end up going on 3 dates. The 4th one may be the one. Okay, so don't just think that every time you're going on a date, it's the one. Just be yourself. Go out there and live your life, be excited, and see what happens. You know, I mean, I am sure this has happened somewhere in the world where somebody has gone on a meet and greet, was just about to give up, and said, bam, I'm done. They sit down at the bar or wherever they're at, the cafe, and somebody comes and talks to them, and there you go. You know, you never know. But wedding, the situation involves a marriage. This situation involves a marriage. So let's read about the wedding. The wedding of the century. You drew this card because of an upcoming wedding, your own or someone else's. It comes to you because marriage plays a role in the answer to your question. For some people, this card could be a validation that you will get married and asks you to keep faith and continue enjoying your life without worrying about your future marital status. There it is. For others, this card signals that you'll meet a significant other at an upcoming wedding. Ooh, that would be exciting, right? Or experience... Wait, what? Did I miss something here? Or experience... Yeah, I did. I missed a word. Or experience something there that will lead to new romance for you. It can also represent your parents' marriage and the way it affected your feelings and beliefs about relationships. In a few cases, this card asks you to look at your present and past marriages and review your feelings with the intention of healing your heart and your relationship. Perhaps it's time to enlist a marital counselor to help you both sort out how you feel. And sometimes this card can signal the end of a marriage, in which case the angels support everyone involved as you come to an understanding about the experience and renew your heart's willingness to love. I know that can be a rough one, right? So let's see. I actually, you know what? I think that might have been it. Nope. There's one more. Okay. Now that one resonated hard. So a lot of you may be thinking, oh, great, the wedding card. Well, I opened up right to this one. You deserve love. You are lovable. Okay? You deserve love. You are lovable. Please believe that. I know it's hard. I know that, you know, maybe you're a certain age and you feel like, you know, like, woe to me. You know, I mean, I'm getting a little long in the tooth here, but, you know, and I've never been married, but I figure if and when it happens, it will be the right one for me. And I used to focus too much on the status of that instead of really truly enjoying everything that I've been doing while I've been single. And when I finally stopped and started taking stock, I thought, wow, you know what? Yeah, it would be great to celebrate or share this with somebody. But I still had a good time. I've still done a lot of things that I probably would never have done, you know, if I had been, well, no, that's not true. Because, you know, I should say, I'm going to clarify this. If I had stayed with the people I had been in previous relationships with, I would have never done half the things I did. But you never know. The person coming into my life, maybe they'll like to do the same things, or maybe I'll learn how to do new things. You know, that's where compromise and communication comes in, right? And when you know that you deserve to be loved and you are lovable, you will be open to sharing new experiences with your chosen person or with your significant other at the time. You know, that doesn't mean it's going to be your forever other, but it might be. But just go into it and enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the cuddles, the kissing, the cuddling, all the good stuff, right? Just enjoy it. Don't keep waiting for an end result. Because when you're waiting for an end result, a lot of times it takes away the fun of when, you know, maybe you do get the outcome you would like. but you've been wishing for it so hard that you're kind of like, oh, or maybe you're kind of always trying to figure out what they're going to do. Or maybe you're focusing so hard on it, you may accidentally be pushing them away because you might be pushing somebody out of comfort zone. It's just when you go into something new, and I'm speaking to myself when I say this, when you go into something new, just take it one moment at a time and enjoy it. If your first date is over coffee, enjoy it. Just sit there, get to know one another. Do's, don'ts, and don't be somebody else. Be yourself. Because I will tell you, if the person that is meant for you, you could love baseball, they could hate baseball. You could love football, they could hate football. And I'm talking man or woman, okay? Because I love sports. You could love hockey, they may hate hockey. You could love basketball. I don't like basketball. It's okay. It's more fun live. And sorry to all the basketball fans out there. I know it's like the huge sport, but yeah, not a huge fan. I like to watch golf sometimes. I like to watch soccer. I'm saying it that way because I know that I have friends over in the UK. They're like, it's football. But I'm curious about cricket. I really am curious about cricket. I mean, my friends that live in England, one of them has tried so hard to explain it to me, but I feel it's one of these things that I have to see in person to understand. But my point is, you may be a sports lover, they may not be. But it doesn't matter. I mean, that's just kind of a generalized thing. That's where communication and stuff comes in. I remember a long time ago, my parents were heading into, I think, I would probably say they were heading into their mid-20s of being married. And my mom loves to go. She had always wanted to go to a musical. My dad's all like, yeah, it's not my thing. And I said, well, why don't you try to do something she wants to do for a change instead of something you want to do all the time? And so he did. He got tickets. They went to see Beauty and the Beast. And I am almost certain, and I could be wrong, but I am almost certain my dad enjoyed it more than my mom did. Because you never know. You never know. You don't know what you're going to enjoy unless you try it. And, you may love it. And sometimes you may, there have been times when sibling and I have gone to plays, and their plays, it's like, oh, fine, I'll go with you. Because, I know you don't want to go alone. And I come out liking them more than she did. And it's just like, yeah, so I just stopped. I'm like, yeah, I'm not that enthused about it. But now the joke is, I said, but I'll probably end up enjoying it more than you did when we're done. So, when you stop fighting it, you never know what you might like. And who knows, you might meet somewhere in the middle and go, wow, this is pretty cool. But you have to know that you deserve love first and that you are lovable. You're probably wondering, what does all this have to do with it? Because when you don't realize that you deserve love and you don't realize that you are lovable, you are giving your power to somebody else. You are letting them make all the decisions. And you may not be happy because you're afraid to speak up, because you are so afraid that maybe if you try to compromise or communicate on some level, that it won't go over well. That maybe they'll be like, But your person will be open to things, and they might balk a little bit at it, like my dad did with stuff, but just say, hey, you never know, or give them the opportunity. If you're not going to go with me, I'm going to take somebody else, but I'd really like you to be there. It's a couple hours of your life, and maybe you may not get them back, but I would appreciate it if you go with me. And if you're the person who's somebody always goes with you, give them that time, because they've given you a lot of time. Okay? But remember, you deserve love and you are lovable. And I think that's the perfect card to head on the heels of, the wedding one with, because I think a lot of times, I've been to a ton of weddings in my lifetime, and I'm a girl, so every so often you're just kind of going there like, oh, that would be nice, wonder what that's like, or you meet all your friends. I mean, I'm one of the very few single people amongst all my friends. Not the only one, but one of the very few. So, we should start our own club. Those of us who are just flailing out in the wind. But then you start to second guess yourself. I don't anymore, because I realize that I do deserve to be loved and that I am lovable. And even if I'm the only one that sees it right now, that's okay. That's okay. So the romance angels are cheering you on in your quest for great love by letting you know that you deserve it. As a child of God, you're naturally a loving and lovable person, as is everyone, or your source. You have the right to be treated with kindness and respect by everyone in your life. If you've had harsh life experiences, you may have blamed yourself and felt unworthy of receiving affection. Same thing, right? If you have had harsh life experiences, you may have blamed yourself and felt unworthy of receiving affection. I tripped over that one, and I'm going to share something really quick. The trauma I experienced when I was young had left me for a very, very long time feeling gross, icky, and kind of unlovable. Even when I was in these other relationships, I would disappear, I disassociate, especially during very intimate acts. And because I've never been with somebody since I've healed myself, I'm not sure how that's going to go when I do finally find somebody. I'm hoping they're patient, empathetic, compassionate to, my situation and my healing. But I felt unworthy of receiving affection. So the first person that would just throw attention in my direction, suddenly I fell in love. Because I thought, oh, they see me. They want to be with me. So maybe I'm not as icky and gross as I think I am. But the truth is, whatever traumas we have suffered in our life, whoever's made us feel that way, or whatever life circumstances at any time in your life has made you feel that way, that's what this card is for. This card is to remind you that you deserve love, that you are lovable. And if there are parts of you, there's aspects of you that need to be healed, heal them. It's going to be hard if it's a lot, and if there's a lot of digging deep that you have to do. But don't give up. Don't give up, because the whole goal is for you to see the lovable person that you are, to see the true you, to see the person inside that's saying, hey, see me, to shine your light, but not attracting the wrong elements into your life. But knowing that when that one person comes along and you feel it with your heart, not with your eyeballs. All right. That's what I'm saying. Feel it with your heart and your soul, not your eyeballs. Because a lot of times we look and we're like, oh, okay. People are genuine. People are generally like that. They will, not always, but we tend to see the outside first before we see the inside. And as I've said in many times during these self-love lessons, you may not know what you're missing if you're judging that. If you're seeing just the outside, you might be missing something wonderful. You might be missing something beautiful and grand. And maybe that person's outside might change down the road, and you come back and meet them again, and they may not bite, because it's like, well, why wasn't I good enough for you then? And they may have moved on, and you may have lost your person and have to settle for whoever the second person that came to this planet to be with you is. And that's okay, because that doesn't mean you won't be happy, but you'll always be wondering, what did I miss? And that's not what I want for everyone. I want everyone to find their true soulmate, to be with the person that they truly want to be with. And sometimes it ends up in marriage. Sometimes you just end up being together for the rest of your lives. Whatever works for you, whatever compromise you come up with. Okay, but when you do find your person, love them the way you want to be loved. And I will say, I don't know the odds on this, but I'm just going to go out on the limb and say 9 times out of 10, it might take them a while to get to 10 times out of 10. But if you keep showing them, because they may be as hurt and damaged as you are, so they may need the compassion, the empathy, and the patience as well. And you may not move on that journey at the same pace, but if you stick together, it's going to end up being something beautiful. All right, so I'm going to start this card over again. The romance angels are cheering you on in your quest for great love by letting you know that you deserve it. As a child of God, or your source, you're naturally a loving and lovable person, as is everyone. You have the right to be treated with kindness and respect by everyone in your life. If you've had harsh life experiences, you may have blamed yourself and felt unworthy of receiving affection. This card is a reassurance that you do deserve it. You're a beautiful being of God's or your source's pure love and light, no matter what any person has said or done to you, and no matter what happened in the past. God's handiwork can never be undone. The more you affirm, I am lovable, I am loved, I am loving, the more this experience comes true for you. Affirmations help you believe spiritual truths at a deep, unconscious level. This, in turn, allows you to attract loving people, relationships, and circumstances, and you definitely, it's italicized in the book, you definitely deserve that. So remember, I am lovable, I am loved, I am loving. All right? I'm actually going to finish it on that one because I think that is the perfect card to end with. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. That last card is for everybody. That last card is for everybody, whether it feels like it resonates with you or not. That card is for everybody, and I really want people to kind of dig deep on that one. You know, dig in your heels on knowing that you are loved, you know, that you're lovable, that you are this amazing human being, even if you do not feel like it. Because if you do not feel like it, that means there's some healing to do. There's some triggers that need to be released. There are some feelings that need to be tended to. All right. So, yeah, I'm doing other stuff. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Please, please, please take care of yourselves. Okay. Focus on that last card over the weekend. I mean, you know, it's okay if you want to go back through and listen and look. This is interesting because these wallpapers generally change on the internet. The internet wallpapers, they usually change from day to day. But today, there it is. The white lotus in the middle of all the lily pads. And I think the reason, you know, usually I don't open up my my internet while I'm still doing the show, but I think the reason that I was meant to is because I really think that I need to reiterate as an ending to this particular show today, the importance of the white lotus, or the lotus flower in general. It grows, and its roots are buried in mud. But this beautiful flower, this beautiful, vibrant, plush flower rises from that muck. It rises from the dark water. And it rises from this muddy existence. It is something beautiful. It blossoms. You know, caterpillars are cute and fuzzy and cuddly. Then they break out of their cocoon and they become these beautiful butterflies. They grow into something, just like the lotus flower grows into something, and they push out the butterfly or the lotus. They push out and they become something. And that's exactly what you can do. When you know that you are lovable, when you know that you deserve to be loved, you can see yourself as this butterfly or this lotus. It gives you something to go from victimhood to survivor to thriver. That's your mantra. I deserve to be loved, or I am lovable. That's how we move forward in a beautiful mindset. Not every day is going to be great, right? Some days are going to be shitty. But when you have these tools, you remember these things. And it can make it a little less painful. It can remind you, you know what? Yeah, maybe today's not the greatest day. Maybe today is just complete shit. But tomorrow's a new day. All right? And don't be afraid to lean on your people if you need that support. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It's okay. All right. So I hope everybody has, again, a wonderful, wonderful day. Have a great, great weekend, everybody. Like I said, here in the United States, it's a long weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. So Monday is a holiday. I will be here on Monday. So 8:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time lesson, self-love lesson number 10. Self-love lesson number 10. We're a third of the way through as of Monday. I hope to see you all here. If not, you can watch the replay on YouTube under the Aloha Perspective with Shelly Marie Lucas. All lives on Facebook begin at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Facebook Live. It is public. Anybody can watch. It's under Shelly Marie Lucas. That's my name. Shelly Marie is one name. Or you can also catch the replay after I upload it to YouTube on my Facebook page, the Aloha perspective. All right. Hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Again, please take care of yourselves. Please remind yourselves that you are lovable, and have a great, great, and safe day and weekend.